Matt, we just finished filming for a little Blue Elephant campaign. I got this guy to become a model today.
He knows what he's doing. He's also a little bit gay. You gotta be careful.
Okay, so basically I've just been talking to one of my suppliers where they sent me a sample for the first t-shirt that I was gonna drop later this year. This is the t-shirt, this is the back, this is the front. And I was just going over some details like the distressing of the hem right here. So as you can see here, there's like a good amount of distressing, but I wanted to have this curl to give it that cropped feeling. So I don't know if you can see on this t-shirt, but basically this t-shirt has like this curl at the bottom on the hem. And I think that gives it this crop look, which looks really nice. So I want to pair the distressing with the curl and see how that looks on a piece of fabric first. And secondly, I don't know if you can tell, but on this t-shirt there's like a snow wash. There's a little bit of a wash effect, but it's not consistent throughout. I feel like it's a bit lighter on the top, and then as you get lower, it's a bit darker, and I didn't really like that. I didn't like how it's a bit like of a light wash. So I was just taking pictures and sending pictures as reference for what I wanted as a wash as well. And I took these pair of pants that I have, and as you can see here, like I like the wash a lot more because it's not only darker, but it's a lot more consistent throughout. So I was just showing my supplier like a lot of references. And lastly, as you can see there, I have a collar jumper design coming up, and I was just getting some measurements from one of the sweaters that I have as a reference to what I want the dimensions of this collar jumper to have. It's a really cool design. I'm making it right now. Hopefully I can find a supplier that can, you know, give me a good sample. But yeah.
I go 5 for 10, don't hit lock me in. Run me like a motherfucking Harley.
Alright, so I just received another package. This is another sample of the t-shirt and a pair of pants this time. And this is the first time I've sampled pants from China, so we're gonna see if they got all the details right and everything like that. So I'm not sure if you can tell, but the color is a bit off. So this is like, in the images that they showed me, this looked a lot darker, or like kind of like a dark, like this is, it's supposed to be like gray, like a light black. But this is coming out to be like, this is like brown, and this is military green, or like a really dark olive green. And so I think there's a lot of pros and cons to this. Like they did the distressing pretty well. The design and the ink, it's super consistent. Like it's actually not bad. But yeah, the color on this t-shirt, I'm not too sure about it, and I don't know if it's me, but I think the logo doesn't seem that centered. And then here for the pants, so the pants was something I was really looking forward to because I added this drawstring, which is really unique. But then this logo, if you see, it's a little bit off center. And also on the side of the pants, I don't think I asked for this, but they included like some of this, I don't know if you can see, but some of this is, some of the pants here, like it's a bit ripped. And so I don't know if that's like a quality issue, but yeah, there's still some things that gotta change about these pants. The main reason why I went with this manufacturer is that they could do this rope, and this rope was like this rope-like drawstring was a really big draw to my eye. All right, so now I'm trying the clothes on, and the t-shirt is not bad. The fit is actually not bad. It is pretty cropped, it's pretty nice, but the pants, it's really tight up here and it's not as wide as I thought it would be actually. It's really thin, so it makes it look kind of, I don't know, not as like how I wanted it to be. I think the ropes still hang quite nicely. Yeah, these pants are like super tight here. I don't know if it's like a wear and tear thing or like they just gotta get stretched, but this thigh area is really, really tight. I think I would prefer if they made this a bit wider down the edge, and of course the color. Otherwise, not too bad. And like, yeah, around the waist here, it's really, really tight for some reason. But like with any sample, I also have reference pieces, and with the pants, my reference were these sweatpants. These sweatpants were basically are from GU. They're super relaxed, super comfy. So I want to try these on and just compare kind of how it feels. I'm also measure them against each other. And so yeah, it's like, I don't know if you can see it, but it feels like an immediate difference. Maybe looks wise, like the width is pretty similar, but feels like an immediate difference because it's just a lot baggier here. So even just looking at just a side, I don't even need to take the measuring tape out, but side by side they're pretty similar. But you can also tell that the black, these GU sweatpants I use as a reference, are slightly wider. And I think this occurs more and more as you go up the pants. So see how it's basically like eclipsing the entire sample. And so yeah, I think I do have to fix the width of the pants, especially up here on the waist, the thigh area, and then coming down here. I think this is not terrible. It's almost like a boot cut length. But yeah, I think I'd have to make some improvements. So for the shirt, I got 2 samples right here. As you can see, you know, they're obviously not the same color. The left one I do like a lot better. But I think for the shirt, besides the color, I think the fit, the distressing, I think I'm gonna ask them for a little bit of a curl and a fray on the sleeves. But other than that, I think the shirt is done pretty well, aside from the color. Pants, they are gonna need to be adjusted quite a bit. So these pants are like from another sample, and they're like a POD. They're like a POD. So the size, the cut, like I basically had to do my own trim on this because this was way too long when I ordered it. That's why there's like these curls here. But yeah, this is from like a POD company, and these fit way nicer. They're a lot comfier. I don't know if you can tell, but they're way looser and they're way baggier than the other one. And I think I prefer this type of style a lot more. But yeah, in terms of the print, they basically did everything I asked, but I'll ask them about this. The ropes, I really like these rope designs, so I'm gonna keep them. You know, name on the side. The back logo, this is a bit disappointing because I don't know if you can see, but it's not exactly centered. It's actually diagonal. I have to check my tech pack again to see if this was my mistake or the manufacturer's. But yeah, these pants, honestly, they're not bad. It's just I wish they were a bit wider. I wish they just widened up a little bit. Anyways, the next step is to just put them both through a wash test, see if there's any color fading, see if there's any quality being undone there in the wash. And then after that, I'm basically gonna go back to the manufacturer and say, hey, like this is what's wrong, this is what's happened, can we change this, can we change that? And also for the t-shirt, we do have this design, and honestly, like they didn't do a bad job with the design, to be honest, but as you can see here, there's a little bit of it cuts off a little bit there, so I'm not sure why. This goes into the neckline a bit. And also on the back, if you flip it, like there's some overflow here, which I'm also not sure why that happens. So yeah, like I don't think I asked for this, but I have to ask them about this. But anyways, for this back design, I'm basically retiring this and I'm gonna change it to something else way simpler because I think there's just way too much going on here. Yeah. So Justin, say hi to the camera.
Yo, what's up?
Did you take it? Justin's a seasoned software engineer, you know?
Yeah, basically seasoned, but it's in 2 years.
Did you take it? Look at Marco.
That sexy lad.
Let's see if he does anything this round. Oh. Oh! Oh! Pickleball in Toronto. Taking pickleball it was the sport back like 2 years ago.
Yeah, anyone can play, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't need much. Not like golf is like hella.
Yeah. No, I think the reason why pickleball is so popular is because it's easy for people to get good at it. And also like physical advantage is not as much of a thing.
Yeah, you're right. Especially when you're talking about like you don't need that much force.
Like it's not like basketball. Or like, you just have to hit over the net, you know?
Yeah. If you're playing doubles, it's pretty chill. You're not going that far.
So the barrier to entry is pretty low.
I feel like singles pickleball is still pretty intense though.
Yeah.
At least for me.
Yeah, it probably is, yeah. Oh. Oh my. Oh my.